Good day, everyone. I am Vergrace Key Abrasado, a student from Negros Oriental State University, Shaton Campus, taking up Bachelor of Elementary Education, major in General Curriculum. So today, I will going to discuss about theories of second language acquisition, Stephen Krashen's theory. But before that, please be guided with our objectives. So first, what is language? So language, this is a system of human communication using words, symbols, and grammar to express thoughts and ideas. So it can be written, it can be spoken, and it can be sign language. So what is language acquisition? So language acquisition, this is the process by which a human develop the ability to understand and use language. So we have first and second language acquisition. So first, let us define the first language acquisition. So when we say first, this is the beginning or the first language learned as an infant. When we say second language acquisition, this is the additional language apart from the native one. So who is the person behind these theories? So the person behind these theories is Stephen Krashen. So Stephen Krashen, born on May 14, 1941 at Chicago, Illinois, US. So his alma mater was in the University of California, Los Angeles. His academic work is linguist discipline, and his institution is the University of Southern California, and his main interest is the second language acquisition. So, theory of second language. So, Krashens believe that there is no fundamental differences between the way we acquire our first language and our subsequent language. So, Krashen synthesized his theories of second foreign language learning in what is usually referred to as the monitor model. So, the monitor model has five components. So, first, we have the acquisition learning hypothesis. So, when we say acquisition learning hypothesis, it is a subconscious, which means it is the natural process of language developed through meaning interactions. So this is a own language or an adult picking up a second language, simplify, and working in a foreign country. So it is being criticized because this hypothesis failed to provide sufficient evidence and for the fact that language has been mastered in formal setup. So next, we have the monitor hypothesis. So the monitor hypothesis, this is the conscious or learned knowledge act as a monitor or editor that spontaneously acquired language, allowing speaker to correct themselves if they have enough time and focus on the rule and know in it. So Christians believe that every every second language learner has a monitor that he uses to refine his language. So it is also being criticized because there is no concrete knowledge in the monitor works and if it is actually works at all. So there is a debate as to why a monitor should only exist in learning system. So that is monitor hypothesis. So the third one is the natural order hypothesis. So what is natural order hypothesis? So this is the second language learner acquired the grammatical structures in a predictable universal order regardless on how they are taught. So when a person is exposed to comprehensible content or input by the reading or the listening to language structures that exceeds in current stage of language competence, he acquires the language. And also, this hypothesis is criticized for being based solely on observation of how a second language that is used in a surrounding environment is acquired by the people. And the second criticism is it makes process of cognitive learning seems very simple by drawing a clear distinction between acquiring and learning. So that is natural order hypothesis. So the fourth one is input learning hypothesis. So when we say input learning hypothesis or input hypothesis, this language acquisition owns where a learner received comprehensive input, which is language that is slightly beyond their current level, but it is still understandable through context. So when a person is exposed to comprehensive, so Krashens believe that uses the formula, with this formula, the I and the one, shows that input should consist of learning structures and the next stage. So it is being criticized because comprehensible input cannot be clearly defined, or it is not clear. So the other criticism is that the language level of the learner or a level higher than their existing level cannot be determined, or dili siya makita. So that is input hypothesis. So we have the last one, the affective filter hypothesis. So in this hypothesis, the learner emotional state can act as invisible barrier. So the affective filter. So the high anxiety, the low motivation, or a lack of self-confidence can raise this filter and block comprehensive input, while a low filter allows easier acquisitions. So this became criticized because this said to be present only in adults and not in children, and there is no concrete evidences or information that backed up in this hypothesis. So that is affective filter hypothesis. So the five model is the acquisition learning hypothesis, the monitor hypothesis, the natural order hypothesis, the input hypothesis, and the affective filter hypothesis. So the rule of grammar in Krashen's views is to study the structures of language in general education advantages and values that high school and college may want to include in their language program. So before I will end, let me leave you in this quote from Stephen Krashen's: language learning is about knowing how to do it and staying with it. No anybody can do it, by Stephen Krashen. Thank you and good day, everyone.